How's it, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of BandscoreCast, the channel where we talk about everything IELTS. My name's Adam Wenzer, and I'm your host for today and for all future episodes of the BandscoreCast channel. Now, today we're talking the past, present, future bounce, which is a speaking strategy that'll help us develop meaningful answers and to keep focused as we're providing them. Let's jump into the class and kick it off. So in the IELTS test and when speaking English in general, a person's level is often determined by how well they can respond to specific questions, keeping the listener engaged while providing an answer that's meaningful. Bouncing around tenses can help us achieve this. Let's check out the first response here to this part 1 question. Where are you living right now? Answer: I'm currently flat sharing with 3 others in Richmond, which is great because I get to socialize with other people and practice my English daily. I used to live in Oakley, but it was a little too far from the CBD for my liking. I plan to be in Richmond for the foreseeable future. Why is this answer so good, and why is it indicative of a Band 9? We've bounced from present to past to future. Really good strategy, keeps us focused, has us tell a story. Let's look at the next example. This is another part 1 question. What's your favorite animal? Answer: without question, the dog. When I was very young, I had a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel called Rusty, which had a lovely nature. If I was to get another pet, I would most probably get a dog. Perhaps not exactly the same breed, but a dog nonetheless. Again, we've bounced around the tenses we can see here. 47 words, good length, around that 50 mark, and again, indicative of a Band 9 response. Let's look at the facts. So when responding to questions, really think about the following. Focus on telling a story. This is critical to help keep you focused and develop a meaningful response. And of course, bounce from one tense to another. Let's practice that before we get into the test. It'll really help you develop your speaking. The next question I'm going to be looking at here is a part 3 question. We're looking at developing an answer of around about 100 words using a great word called whereas, which allows us to bounce really effectively. Here's the question. Are the books children read now different to those read in the past? Answer: I don't feel the subject matter has changed a great deal. However, the way youngsters consume content has changed dramatically. Whereas children, let's say 20 years ago, read a lot of paperback books either on their own or with their parents, children nowadays spend most of their time online consuming content for hours on end. A case in point, or an example is my friend's daughter, who spends more than 3 hours per day watching videos about animals. Although many may argue that much can be learned from doing so, it can be equally argued that physically reading a book is an important skill that needs developing when children are young. Again, we can see here the whereas has allowed us to bounce, and we've got a nice piece of vocab there, a case in point. Again, we've hit that sort of 100-word mark. Now, there is another example down the bottom, guys, but I'll leave you to discover that once you download the document. Okay, so just an overview for today's class. The past, present, future bounce. It allows us to move from one tense to another. It keeps the listener engaged. It allows us to storytell. Awesome for speaking parts 1 and 3. And like I said before, guys, you're able to now download the notes for today's class at the end of this episode. If you liked what you saw in today's episode, feel free to give us a big thumbs up on social media and say hi, and I'll see you in the next class. Take care.